Now, nothing I say is financial advice, but did you know that the founder of Dfinity recently made a post? He said how caffeine version 3 is in development. And of course, he's talking about caffeine AI. And I think this right here could hypothetically have some ripple effects in regard to ICP. So I just think this is pretty cool nonetheless, because Dominic Williams said again how caffeine version 3 is in development. However, he says waiting for integration into main. He says it's an epic improvement. He says we're days away now. So days away. That I find to be pretty interesting in my opinion, because seems to be that this could come very soon, hopefully, at least from what I can see. Now, I'm not a part of their team, so I wouldn't know for sure, but from what I can see right there, I do like this, because let's keep in mind, when it comes to caffeine AI, a lot of people probably thought, okay, version 1 was pretty cool, but then version 3, I mean, they're already thinking ahead right there, because a lot of people out there, from what I can see, it's not like caffeine AI was fundamentally bad or anything like that. So having version 3 was just really more of a nice to have in my opinion, but I think it's a crucial one, because if something like Dfinity is putting a lot of attention, a lot of care basically towards caffeine AI, I think it showcases that they actually treat it seriously. Now, some other projects out there, they tend to launch things just for the sake of it, just to kind of create some attention or some sort of notoriety, but I don't see it here, because of course, naturally, something like this would create some attention, but at the same time, they actually treat it seriously because they keep trying to improve it, which I do like seeing. Had they not tried to improve it, had they just launched it for the sake of launching it, then okay, yeah, it's probably not such a good sign in my opinion in terms of caring for it. But when I see them caring for something like caffeine AI, I think it showcases that it wasn't a waste of time, resources, and energy, because a lot of my friends out there said, oh, it's a waste of resources, it's a waste of time and energy and all this. Well, it doesn't seem like that to me, because if they're actually caring about it, it's not totally waste in my opinion, because it's not something that was launched just for marketing. At least that's the way I view it. Now, of course, the main contention when it comes to ICP is that the price is still low. Yes, that's true. Below $2.50 even still. So it hasn't really done much from my last video when it comes to ICP. But besides that point though, the common denominator as of right now for a lot of projects that I can see is that they're having a pullback. Even Bitcoin's having a pullback, generally speaking. If that is the case, I'm going to be focusing on the intangibles, right? What is a project doing given a time when the market isn't doing the best? So if I still see improvement, if I still see at least something going on, that right there is sometimes enough of a sign for me to just not necessarily give up on the project. Now, it's going to be dependent on a case-by-case basis, but personally for me, I just haven't given up when it comes to ICP, primarily because I still like the effort that Dfinity is putting in. Now, Dominic Williams, he's still very passionate about ICP. He's still very passionate about caffeine AI and all this. So I do like that passion right there. A lot of other projects out there, the team have given up. And in some cases, it's not because they want to. In some other cases, it's just because they really can't anymore because of the market conditions, not doing the best. Sometimes overhead is really high. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense anymore to continue on the project, which in some cases I do understand. And it's unfortunate in some cases. However, on the flip side, Dfinity is still even sticking around right now, not just coasting. They're actually literally trying to do things, trying to improve. If I'm still seeing that at a time like right now, first of all, I think it may showcase that the project has proper management, because it wasn't treated, I think, in an unserious way where it became unsustainable when the market wasn't doing the best. It doesn't feel like that to me. I feel like Dfinity is still kind of might be in a stronger position than some other entities out there, in which case, do you remember not too long ago, Dominic Williams was talking about how Dfinity was looking for a new engineer? Because while we see some other projects out there try to reduce their team, we're seeing Dfinity even trying to increase. Isn't that pretty impressive? At least that's the way I take a look at it. So when people like to say, oh, Dfinity is doing so bad. Well, if they're doing so bad, could they be doing this type of stuff right here? I don't think so. maybe ICP isn't doing the best, but I feel like Dfinity is still managed at least somewhat properly, in a sense where if they're still able to stick around right now and still able to do things, I think it may indicate that, again, it wasn't totally mismanaged in that sense. However, besides that point though, ICP, people like to tell me, well, again, the price charts are not looking good, which is true, but at the same time, I'm looking to dollar cost average here. So what, I'm going to have to wait until ICP goes to like $6 or $5 again before I believe in it? No, I just don't know why I do that. I mean, first of all, the journey would have already been pretty okay at that point. I mean, we're over 2 times lower than $5 as of right now. Even if I take a look at, let's say, back in November of 2025, we saw $5 at that point. Keep in mind, $5 was considered kind of a bearish sort of baseline when it comes to ICP for 2025, basically. And even if I take a look at that right there, ICP being below $3, keep in mind, in 2023, ICP, when it dipped to around $2.90, everyone was saying, oh wow, it was game over. Then what happened? Not long after that, ICP did go to almost $19. Now, that was a different time, that was a different scenario, but I know personally some people out there who are holding ICP at around $15, $18 or whatever. They were telling me like ICP at one point, they couldn't believe it that it was around $3. But as of right now, we're even lower than $3. Keep in mind, we're around $2.20. So if people thought that 2023 levels were low, well, 2026 is even hypothetically a little bit more lower, right? I mean, we even saw a new all-time low just back in October, $1.98, allegedly the all-time low when it comes to ICP. So imagine that, $1.98. So it was lower than 2022, 2023, 2024. I mean, that's so ridiculous, I think, in a somewhat good way, because it may not seem that intuitive. Like, it may seem a little bit counterintuitive. Like, why would that be a good thing? But it's just to the point where if I'm looking to accumulate and it's low, well, isn't that kind of the point for me? So if I'm able to dollar cost average basically at levels which are even lower than certain points in 2023, yeah, I have no complaints about that, you know? That's 2023. We're in 2026 as of right now. When I take a look at ICP, I haven't given up. I'm still going to be dollar cost averaging once a month. However, just seeing how ICP is over 4 times lower than $10 and how we literally saw $10 last year, yeah, I just haven't given up. But I'll be sure to make more updates when it comes to ICP moving forward. So hopefully y'all stay tuned for that. I just want to say thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.